What up? What up? What up? What up? We got a little backdrop now. I'm getting my Eric Thomas on. I love Eric Thomas. So, listen, as promised, I am about to tell you about the single most book that is actively changing my life every page I turn. Not only is it expanding my mind in terms of understanding things I didn't understand or things I could feel, but like, oh, that makes sense. Not only is it that, but it is also delivering a blueprint on how to apply principles to your life so that you can see and experience real and lasting change in whatever area of your life that you need. And it breaks it down chapter to chapter to chapter. Now, right now, I have a book that's a friend of mine. So the book that I have is not mine. However, I do have post-it notes all over it at different points. So my book is in the mail and it is on the way because I was like, I have to get this book right away. Fret not. I will reveal what the book is. Just stay with me for a second. So have you felt like you want to just get control? Like everything, like it's a lot going on in life and you see an opportunity and you're like, well, I want to get control of that. Like I want that. That's what I want. This, you know what? I think it's determined for me to have this apartment September 1st. Okay. There are two wills at work here. Free will, the individual will, right? And then God's will. Those are two different things. Infinite intelligence, infinite knowing, universe, divine, God, whatever label you put on, I'm going to call God because that's what I grew up with. And as much as I've tried to step away from it, I'm going to be 1,000% honest. That's what resonates most with me in my bones and my blood. I have a whole video on that I've been nervous about releasing or sharing for some reason. There's some hesitancy about it, but I make this correlation between Terrence Howard's music theory when it comes to music binding or bonding, DNA, binding DNA, and religion. So I feel that there's a correlation between that, but my reasoning for saying I'm going to go with God and say God because that's how I was raised, that's how I grew up, and that's what most resonates with me. Myron Golden says, stop taking that which you love and calling it truth. Instead, find what is true and fall in love with it. I am learning that that does not mean a person because, you know, this is not about me and my relationships right now, but I do have a tendency to go from relationship to relationship historically. But I do understand that he is calling me, wakening something up in me to reach for more, right? To reach beyond my understanding. Because I've been in this world so long, I didn't even realize how far off the track I am. I am so far off the track, it's not even funny. Like, it scares me sometimes. When did I start believing that is true? When did I'm really asking myself these questions. And honestly, a lot of it comes down to where I'm putting my mind, how I'm spending my time, what I'm putting in my pocket, and what I give my dimes to. You feel me? So I'm feeding that as truth. I'm wrapped up in other people's stories. I'm like, well, maybe that worked for them. That could work for me. What someone else's life outcome is may not be that life outcome for you. How someone is meant to be wealthy, it may not be how what's meant for you. So you have to seek God's will for your life. That being said, let's dive into this book. So there's an entire chapter in this incredible book called The Law of Karma and the Law of Forgiveness. The very first part starts with, man receives only that which he gives. We could do a whole sermon on that. I realize that a lot of times I'm feeling, okay, this is what I'm learning. Just from that sentence, listen. When I'm feeling like, This feels uncomfortable to receive. That's because I'm not giving, or maybe I am, but I mean, we know with ourselves when we be honest with ourselves. I have not been giving as much. I've been receiving a lot, but I haven't been giving. I've been receiving because I'm scared to speak up. I'm receiving because I'm like, well, I guess my existence is enough. But as much as I am special, I am not. As much as I am special, I am not special. Dang, that's a hard pill to swallow. We swallowing a lot of pills. But that being said, so the name of the book is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, who was a metaphysicist and some other things, but helped a lot of people. The publication date on this was 1925. So that being said, this is the law of karma. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Man's thoughts, deeds, and words return to him sooner or later with astounding accuracy. This is the law of karma, which is Sanskrit for comeback. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. What I'm finding about the Bible itself is that it is true. It is true. Period. Myron Golden. Stop taking that which you love and calling it truth. Instead, find what is true and fall in love with it. Listen, I've been following some worldly things and they have not been serving me. This is why I am where I am now. If you want to watch the video on my decisions to make before purchasing an apartment, take a look at it. It's coming up, or it's already passed. Whatever the case is, I'm saying I am where I am because I've been so in the world and I haven't been in the word. Interesting. Take that L out, put the L back in. L, lie. Men lie. Okay. We lie to ourselves. We lie to each other. We lie in bed. So this one is very interesting to me. The part that stood out to me the most is this example that she gives of a woman. Okay, first of all, man is admonished. My will be done, not thine. And the curious thing is, man always gets just what he desires when he does relinquish personal will, thereby enabling infinite intelligence to work through him. We have to release so that God can work through us so that we can receive in the way that he sees fit, if it be his will, which usually he's going to give it to us anyway. But me as a person, especially living in the world, I want to manhandle. I want this now, and I want this way, and I want this thing, and I'm trying to get out because we can get to that. This is a whole unfolding series, so let us continue. It's still in relationship to overthinking, and my highly sensitive self is very present in all of this, so that is also relevant. That is going to be a continual text for the remainder of the year, so highly sensitive person. So next she says, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord, or the law. For example, a woman came to me in great distress. Her daughter had determined to take a very hazardous trip, and the mother was filled with fear. She said she used every argument, had pointed out the dangers to be encountered, and forbidden her daughter to go. But the daughter actually became more and more rebellious and more determined. I said to the mother, you are forcing your personal will upon your daughter, which you have no right to do, and your fear of the trip is only attracting it, for man attracts what he fears. If I could tell you about some of the pictures in my mind that I've been calling to myself for a long time, even things that I said that I wanted that I'm like facing now, and I'm like, dang, I've been saying I wanted that, and now I'm doing it. And that ain't exactly what I wanted. I added, let go. Take your mental hands off, put it in God's hands, and use this statement. I put this situation in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. If this trip is the divine plan, I bless it and no longer resist. But if it is not divinely planned, I give thanks that it is now dissolved and dissipated. Guess what? A day or two after that, her daughter said to her, "Mother, I've given up on the trip," and the situation returned to its native nothingness. It is learning to stand still, which seems so difficult for man. I have dealt more fully with this law in the chapter of non-resistance. This book almost makes me nervous with how accurate it is in reflecting my life back to me right now. And there are so many examples. I'm so excited to dive in because I want to share this with y'all. The revelations that I'm getting about my own life and understanding, okay, how did I get to this point? Where have I been? And when did I fall asleep? Why am I just now waking up? I'm grateful to wake up at all. But like, oh my God, change is uncomfortable. Growth can be pain. It's great. Oh, but it also feels so painful sometimes. And so all I have right now is God. I can ask for advice all day. I can talk to people all day. But at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, all I got is God and me. So that's a lot. We're going to pause it there and let that digest. But if you're interested, if any of this resonates with you, which I'm praying that it does, I pray that this reaches somebody's soul, somebody who's navigating something, somebody who's worried, somebody who's scared, somebody whose back is up against the wall, somebody who's cornered, whoever that is, wherever you are, I pray that this reaches you because there is more available to you. And in order to access that, we have to understand, how did we get to where we are? Where are we? How in alignment are we with our own goals, our morals, our values? And then also but just beyond ourselves, because honestly, we are limited. But where are we in relationship to what God actually wants for us in our lives? And I used to feel kind of corny saying God. I don't know not necessarily how I grew up, which is also strange because, I grew up in the church. My family, we grew up in the church, and somehow I feel I don't know. I'm really reflecting on why did I stay away so long? And it does go back to people, places, and things. Who you spending your time with? What are they saying to you? What do you believe in? So as much as we absorb the sun, we can also absorb the energy of other people. So we really got to look inward and take care of ourselves. I love you. You are loved. And I'll see you soon, okay? Take care until then. And get your book too. I'm going to drop a link down. We gonna get put onto this book, and we gonna transform our lives one day at a time, one page at a time. And it's an easy read. It's 88 pages, and the text is simple. It's easy. I highly recommend it. Listen, I highly recommend it, and I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.